for our publishing company, and it's also a great capability piece.
Right, right.
You know, when I talk to other businesses who may be interested in our educational development work for Enable Education, I can point them to this app or these apps and say, okay, in this case it's very cartoony, you see this thing flying around, but if you're a large automotive manufacturer and you want to teach people how to assemble when you're doing a parts changeover and you're switching vehicles.
Right.
They spend literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars on training and resource development whenever they do a changeover. So for me to pitch to a large automotive manufacturer, well, the capabilities we demonstrate in creating this, being able to teach very complicated and deep subjects to 7-year-olds, yeah, we can teach a 20 to 40-year-old how to assemble an engine.
So what do we have over here?
Here we're now getting a little bit older in terms of the resource usage. This is a car that was built based on the Lego Mindstorms platform. So again, this is a product from Lego Education, which one can purchase and is often used in the classroom.
Right.
In this case, we're just kind of showing off a cool build that's been done. But we've created several resources for Lego Education North America to help classroom teachers in the high school space to use this stuff.
Right.
And so this is a car. It looks super neat. There's a lot of technical engineering concepts, simple machine mechanisms. This is a differential gear here, which is kind of neat as well. Won't go into a lot of detail about that, but it's really fun stuff. And another great example using the same platform is what you see here in a solar panel and a windmill.
Okay.
And so we worked with Lego Education North America to create a resource set on renewable energy.
Okay.
So it's a very, very hot topic in science classes. It's an important topic for the world and for the environment.
Wonderful.
And so Lego Education has a product line which includes things like the wind turbine and the solar panel. And you know, it's one thing to just have a solar panel. You can get one at the source wherever, and we were probably doing that in our day, right? Even connecting up to a voltmeter.
You used to come in a wafer and you pulled it out and you could break it very easily. They weren't concealed like this.
Exactly. Yeah. But what's interesting about this is never mind the fact that the technology of the solar panel has improved. Well, what more can you do with it? How else can you engage the kids? Well, if you look at what's happening here, this is mounted on 2 different Lego Mindstorms motors. It's not connected to anything right now.
Sure.
But the idea here is you can kind of imagine, you can teach so much more than just how solar panels work by combining it with robotics.
Right, right.
Right? You can write software for a sun follower.
Okay.
That's going to be able maybe scan around
really
and find the optimum thing. You can do data collection on this, so you can actually measure and store a time history of the collection efficiency of this thing, and see how different things affect that. Wow. And it allows a science teacher or an engineering or a tech teacher to do so much more than this than they could with just the simple thing that they're getting off the shelf.
Sure.
With the simple solar panel disc.
Yep.
And so again, the same problem exists for those teachers. Okay, well, the teacher needs a set of resources to guide them through that process, to make it really easy for them to justify the expense of getting this stuff. And so that's where we came in. We came in as again, very similar to what we did for the WeDo product for really young kids. Created a curriculum pack called. Forget exactly what it's called. We created a curriculum pack which has all the resources necessary for a teacher to kind of get going with this right out of the gate.
So they don't have to create this curriculum themselves. You basically made it simple and they're ready to go. So that's an easy sell on that one. Yeah. Because as you well know, I'm sure those teachers are already writing a ton of curriculums on their own. So this is one less thing for them to do and still make it interesting for them. But this could be used in, as you said, that one teacher is doing math and science and gym and all that stuff. So once again, though, they could say, great, we're going to do this for science today, and a whole science class on this, and then completely switch gears and go over to something once again that's just simple and maybe in mathematics or just in general learning.
Exactly.
So that's interesting. And what do we have over here?
Okay, so this guy, which has been kind of waving at us the whole time, this is now we're into the college space.
Okay.
So this is a lab that would be used by someone in engineering, maybe somewhere between first and even grad school, between first year and up to grad school. The product itself is from a company in Markham called Quanser.
Okay.
And this is sitting on top of a data acquisition platform from National Instruments called the Elvis 2. And basically what this is a modular system. I'm not going to pull it off right now because it's alive. And so what you see on the blue here and the mechanical piece that's bolted onto it and the control system here, it's removable. It comes off of this platform and a different one plugs in. So we've been working with Quanser to, it's the same problem, whether it's for 7-year-olds or 20-year-olds in grad school. It's the same problem of making sure that the barrier of entry is really low so that what is really important for them to learn is not clouded by how do I hook this up? Why isn't it working? You know, that the lab tech and or the prof or even the company Quanser themselves don't get extra phone calls that are unnecessary because someone just didn't read the manual.
Right.
So what we've been working with Quanser to do is create a series of videos which supplement their existing lab documentation and again, make sure that it's really, really simple. So what this guy is doing right now, and this is one of the things that's most exciting about what's happening in engineering education these days, is that the tools that are used in industry, so we come back around to enable engineering. Right. We're an alliance partner of National Instruments.
Okay.
Right. We work with this kind of hardware and software for companies, in industry, for assembly lines and manufacturing processes.
Gotcha.
And you know what? It's all about the data. It's all about collecting and using data. Sure. So what we see on the screen here is actually live graphs being generated from this. So if I fight this guy, you see the graphs kind of go crazy.
Wow.
So what's happening behind the scenes here is this guy is attempting to keep this pendulum upside down. It's like holding a broom upside down in your hand, right? It's trying to do this.
Look at that.
And if I hold it to fight it, you see it's just going to fall down.
Right.
And so if I let go, it's going to swing. And you can see it's trying to fight me.
Yeah.
If I let it swing up, it takes a little while, but it will swing up to a vertical position, and then it will try and hold it there. You can do it.
That is the most bizarre thing I have ever seen.
And so this is a really, I got it. This is a really hard engineering mathematical challenge to model how this system behaves and do that. And so what it's doing now is it's attempting to move its position.
Right.
It's intentionally going side to side. And if I fight, like if I tap on it, it's going to, if I tap too hard, it won't be able to do it, but it'll swing back up again. And it'll eventually catch it.
It'll get it. Look at that.
But if I do it just softly, it's the same basic idea behind a Segway, right?
Right.
This idea, it knows where it wants to be, which is vertical, and it knows where it is, which is, not vertical, so let's fight it, and let's do that. And so this is called control theory. And so Quanser is absolutely an industry leader in creating these labs for engineering education. And National Instruments is a leader in PC-based control, data acquisition, and measurement.
Right.
And you know, both of which we're working with to create things like, here's one of the lab videos that we're creating to support this. So if we just kind of play it for a bit.
Look at that. Yeah.
So kind of that short explanation that I just made is encapsulated within videos so that the lab tech, the prof, the students have access to this. They don't have to waste or inefficiently use their time to learn the basics. It can be provided to them. And so you see, you know, screen capture recordings, video recordings of what's going on. And then you can see live on the screen the way it's supposed to behave.
Sure. And of course, it's only as good as the programmer, so they're building the product, but they still have to enter all that information to get it to work right and make sure that product stays upright.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Exactly. And you know, Quanser's capability is in making absolutely fantastic labs. But they don't necessarily have the desire in-house to make the training videos that go with it.
Right.
So that's where partnering and working with companies like that has been so effective for us. It allows them to really focus on their core competency and not worry too much about how to make sure that it's being used right. That's what we do.
That's amazing. Wow, man. That's just something else. Well, thank you very, very much for showing us all of these awesome products. That's the neat one, and I love that stuff, but this is really cool. So thank you very much.
Well, it's my pleasure.